44 and 45 ISO. We're going to build this play as 2 plays in 1. All right. We know right now because it starts with a 4, the tailback is going to get the ball. Because the second digit is a 4 and a 5, we're going to part the C at the point of attack. All right. So what we've got going here is we're going to have the ISO scheme, and we're also going to build into this scheme is the cutback. And here's what we like to tell these kids on the ISO, especially in the I-back ISO. We're going to tell the tailback. All right, we already know right now that the linebacker towards the ISO is being told, because he's going to key that fullback to light him up in the hole. Because we play with running backs that are more runners than they are blockers, we're going to help this scheme out. We're going to lead the fullback up on that linebacker, and this is what we're going to tell the tailback. And this is what allows him to see this as well. We're going to tell the tailback, if that linebacker is hard, we want you to cut it. If he's soft, we want you to hit it. And what I mean by hard, if he triggers to meet that fullback in the line of scrimmage, we know that our fullback will probably have a hard time rooting that out. So what we want to do is this. Tailback, if that linebacker's hard, go ahead and cut it right out the back side, because this is known as running the V. You can see these two lines create a V. Because we use the near ear rule, these guys are going to put their helmets to the nearest ear of the down defender, and they're going to turn it out. All right? We got a combo here to the near ear. We take it back. So we got ace ram to the backside linebacker. All right? So the parting of the C is going to occur right here because we turn these things out according to the near ear, and it creates a parting of the C. So what you've got here, if this linebacker is hard, we want the tailback to cut it, because what you're probably going to get out of this, as soon as that Mike linebacker sees ISO, he starts to flow over the top of this thing. Boom, that automatically, because of the near ear, creates his backside running lane. All right, so it really makes for as 2 plays in 1. So you've got the ISO, and then you've got the cutback off the ISO. So 2 plays in 1. So once again, tailback, if that linebacker's hard, cut it. If that linebacker is soft, hit it. So if he's soft, that means that fullback doesn't have such a hard block to make now, because he's not getting that full steam from that linebacker taking and meeting him in the hole. All right? So here we go again. We're going to part the C. The ISO is best run, especially out of the I in B gap, because it doesn't restrict the handoff. So we're always trying to look for the B gap to put that ISO in. So that's what creates a parting right here. So here we go, part to C, 4s and 5s, ISO schemes, part to C. All right, so I got my little diagram of the C here, and this is what you're going to take a look at. We're sitting here playing a football team that does not have any alignment rules. I tell my offensive linemen, let's go out and let's challenge these defensive linemen, and let's see what their alignment rules are. And what I mean by alignment rules, you see this over-exaggerated split in right here? When does this guy start to play head up? Well, he doesn't. He keeps moving on out here, so we're going to go ahead and widen the hole here. All right? So in the ISO schemes, these plays are going to counter-rotate from each other. So you got your offensive line putting their helmets to the near ear, and you always want a butt rotating into the hole. So as they go ace ram here, that butt, that their helmets get to their ear, they get hippo, and they start rotating, they track their linebacker. All right, so it starts to create this right there, and it looks like a parting of the C. This offensive tackle out here, all he's going to do is just turn the 5 technique out, and now we're going to ISO up on that playside linebacker. So what we're going to do here is, once again, we're going to tell this tailback, if that linebacker is hard and he meets that fullback up into the hole, because you've gotten the ball 1 step deeper now, cut it right out the backside, because to the backside, using your near ear, we're always pushing away, so we're going to turn all this out. If you're going to get the overflow trying to get in on the ISO, that allows that tailback to take it right out the backside and really makes it for a great play. So what the tailback is doing is taking out to the 3rd level defender, and you're taking this all the way out to the safety, where you're probably gaining 6, 7 to 12 yards. All right? So you use your near ear rule to part the C and counter-rotate the blocking scheme, so you're going to counter-rotate at the point of attack. All right? Once again, ISOs are best run in B gap. All right, we got an ace ram working to backside linebacker. Turn it out, take it back. Turn it out. So for the fullback, he's up in the hole. If that linebacker's hard, tailback, cut it. If he's soft, hit it. So we're going to part the C at the point of attack. If we had to run this play to the other side now, we would put this through the A gap in here, because using the near ear rule, we'd get an ace ram to that linebacker. We'd sit here and turn these schemes up. Fullback would ISO up onto the this linebacker here. So if we were running 45 ISO, it turns into an A gap on this side. But what you're going to get, if he's hard, this tailback would take it right out the backside, because you're probably going to get that overflow. So part the C at the point of attack. All right. Once again, this is versus the 3-5-3 scheme here. Versus the 3-5-3 scheme, we always want to go out and ISO the play side linebacker. So what you've got going on here is, if that's a 5 technique, we're going to be tight end and tackle in this situation and take their scheme out. We want to be able to turn this out, take it out. All right. We're going to get an ace lion right here, combo up onto the middle linebacker. We're going to ISO the play side linebacker, and we're going to hit it. What you've got going on right here is this. If by chance that linebacker's soft, that tailback's going to take it right out the backside, because if you start getting this overflow, there's nobody back here. So it really makes for a real decent football play. All right. Now, if we want, we can sit here and run 14-15 quarterback ISO. Number one tells it's a quarterback play anyway. We're going to ISO now with the fullback. So we got 14 and 15 ISO in here, which allows the fullback to be the lead guy taking the quarterback in. So some of you guys would probably call that 14-15 quarterback follow, possibly. All right, so we can take this to whoever we want to get the ball to. All right, we also have 34 and 35 ISO. I like this play, especially if your fullback ain't a real big guy, but he is your runner. But heck, let's use the tight end, let him be the lead blocker. So what I do is I like to sit there and get that tight end off the line of scrimmage, and then I like to motion him and allow him to be the ISO guy, because that tight end probably a bigger guy than what the fullback is, so we can get more bang for a buck here. So in this situation, 3s, all right, that tells us it's a fullback play. 4s and 5s, once again, it's an ISO scheme. Anytime our plays, our schemes start with the 3, we're going to reverse our quarterback out, all right, because what this is going to eventually end up being is an ISO option based upon this guy right here. So we can put the ISO option in this scheme as well. So there's your 34 and 35 ISO. Okay. We've already